We ask some tough questions on this program. That's what What's It Like is supposed to be about. But this may be the toughest. Frank Comacho.
Yes, sir.
What's it like to be a blue guy in a red state? You've just been the communications director for the Democratic Party, just now retired. It's got to be really tough representing those folks in this state.
It is frustrating, and it also is a source of optimism. When I say it's frustrating, obviously it's because when you look at the policies that have been embraced by the Arizona legislature, let's say, and based on the philosophies of the more extreme members of the Republican Party, it is very frustrating because, you know, these people are in the majority and they're leading our state down what I think is a bad path. For instance, I'll give you a good example. Just recently, this past week, the legislature approved, the House approved, a bill that would provide $100,000 for lawmakers who were sued under SB 1070 by the ACLU. They've subpoenaed some emails, any kind of correspondence with certain words in there to see if they, in fact, were racially, if SB 1070 was racially motivated. Well, those lawmakers who got involved in this thing, why are we as taxpayers responsible for their legal fees? I mean, they're the ones who passed the bill. They're the ones who got themselves in this mess. And the legal fees, why do they need $100,000, especially now when money is so tight?
Because it appears, Frank, that there are more of them than there are of you. And that's why we're asking the question, what's it like to be a blue guy in a red state? And I remind you that just this past week or so, within the past couple of weeks anyway, it seems as if the numbers, according to the poll, are very, very close. Democrats, Republicans, and independents, neck and neck. The delegation in Washington,
Democrat,
pretty even, right? The image, though, of Arizona is we are way over here in right land. How did we get there?
Because the independents and the moderate Republicans and the Democrats did not vote, do not vote. They've more or less left the void there, and that void has been filled in by the more extremists of the Republican Party.
Well, and they have their extremists, and you call them extremists, and a lot of people are saying about the Democrats of today in Arizona and across the country, it's a bunch of wussies. That's all. They back off. Those Republican people, while I may not agree with all of them on every issue, they're really aggressive. They fight for their standards.
And they're principled. That's what they say. They stand for their principles.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I think what you've seen is that people who, they're beginning to use the word principles, it's kind of like a code word for we're not going to do anything. We don't want to change anything. We're going to be obstructionists. There are serious problems that need cooperation from both sides. Let's build on those coalitions. The coalition, like that was last legislative session, when Governor Brewer needed a coalition to get Medicaid expansion through. That was a very important milestone, and yet the governor was roundly criticized. The Republicans who agreed with her are now going to be primaried this year. They're under attack.
How long has your family been in Arizona?
We're second generation.
Okay, so then I consider you, at least on this program, to be the authority on immigration reform. Because my guys came over years ago, and there wasn't really a big fuss. We've been waiting now, how long for immigration reform? Somebody said Teddy Roosevelt, truly.
Yeah, it's been that long.
Well, so when are we going to get it?
That's a good question.
Frank, we only have a minute.
Yes, I hope it will be soon. I hope it'll be soon. I think it's inevitable that we need it, but
when?
Whether or not...
When are we going to get it?
I'd say maybe 2 years.
But why would the Republicans, though, not actively, particularly since the last election, say, that's it, we're going to really do something this time?
Because I really do believe that they believe that their base, this is one of those issues that really fires up their base. And I don't think they want to fix it.
Well, if you happen to disagree with Frank Comacho, you used to be able to get in touch with him at the Democratic Party, but nobody knows where he lives now that he's retired. I do know that he's welcome to come back to his old home, KTAR.
Yes. Thank you.
Just about any time. This is KTAR.com. What's it like?